Today is January 23rd, 2023. My name is Rob Carr of Kalamazoo Right to Life, and this is Pro-Life Week. Well, a few things today. Over the weekend, the March for Life took place, again in Washington, D.C., like it has every year since 1974. And this is the first march since the Dobbs decision. So I'm sure the people coming were very excited and enthused because Roe v. Wade has been overturned, and that is a blessing. And again, as in recent years, at least 100,000 people attended the March for Life. And I just want to mention just two of the many speakers. Jonathan Romy, who is the actor who depicts Jesus in the TV online series called The Chosen. He is a strong pro-life advocate, and he spoke. And then former NFL coach Tony Dungy spoke, and I think he won one or two Super Bowls under his tenure as a manager. And I believe he's from Jackson, Michigan. Strong pro-life Christians too. So a big shout out to Jonathan Romy and Tony Dungy for speaking at the March for Life. And I'm sure all the people attending were just thrilled for these two gentlemen to declare the defense for the sanctity of human life. A little disturbing news came out just over the weekend. A new report says that 118 Catholic churches have been vandalized in some way since the Alito draft opinion of Dobbs was leaked back in May of 2022. And, among those list of violence included vandalism, assaults, satanic messages, and statues being beheaded. And I would just mention, it wasn't listed in the article, but there was even a case that may not even be included in the 118, but I sure would, in a suburban Detroit area church, right in the middle of Mass, a woman stood up and disrobed. I'm not sure to what extent, but she took off. She was pretty nude, pretty much. And she was whisked away. But to me, that's a level of that's an assault on the parishioners attending that Mass. So maybe that was included. California had the most number of cases. 149 Catholic churches in California were vandalized since May of 2022. And the last thing I want to mention is Kamala Harris, our vice president. And we've all experienced or heard or saw excerpts of a lot of the word salad that comes from her mouth over a variety of topics. And I'm not going to go into any detail about those, although the passage of time is a funny one. If you wanted to just check out on YouTube, perhaps, just Google or write in Kamala Harris, the passage of time, and you'll see some funny things coming out of her mouth. But yesterday was the anniversary for the Roe decision. January 22nd, 1973 is when the Supreme Court handed down the Roe v. Wade decision. And she was celebrating that decision and perhaps bemoaning the Dobbs decision that struck it down. But she made some rather obnoxious statements that it needs to be called out. And I'm just going to look at a few things here. She says here, last June, the U.S. Supreme Court took away that constitutional right, a fundamental right, a basic freedom from the people of America, from the women of America. And then here's the part that I want to focus in on. So we are here together because we collectively believe and know America is a promise of freedom and liberty. not for some, but for all. A promise we made in the Declaration of Independence, that we are each endowed with the right to liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Okay. Well, I'm looking at a history book that includes the Declaration of Independence in the back of this textbook. And so I want to go directly to the source, to the actual text of the Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776, and see what Thomas Jefferson actually wrote when he penned the Declaration of Independence. It says here, we hold these truths, I'm into the second paragraph. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed, okay, here's Kamala Harris's word, that we are each endowed, by their Creator. Ooh, well, she left that out in her speech, that we are endowed by our Creator. So in 1776, I'm just looking at the basic fact. In 1776, America was about 99% Christian, Catholic or Protestant, and perhaps about 1% Jewish. So for the most part, when Jefferson is mentioning the Creator, he's not talking about Buddha or Allah or the god of Confucianism or Taoism or Zoroastrianism. He's talking about the Judeo-Christian God. He is. I mean, even though the guy was a deist, he still understood that the God of the Bible is the Creator that he is talking about. The Creator is the Christian, he's the Judeo-Christian God, our Father in heaven. So let me continue with the text. So that we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. So we are endowed with these rights. The state does not give us these rights. God gives us these rights. So what are they? What are these rights? That among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So what did Kamala Harris say? That we made in the promise we made in the Declaration, that we are endowed with the right to liberty and the pursuit of happiness. So Jefferson says that we are endowed with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So there are three things that Jefferson mentions. So what does Harris mention? The right to liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Well, what has she left out? She has left out the right to life, the most basic, the first of our rights, the right to life. And it's not a big surprise why she left it out, because it would defeat her argument. We are endowed by God with certain rights that are inalienable, that can't be taken away. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, shame on you, Vice President Harris, for not reading the text correctly. It was a paraphrase or a cliff notes or you only culled what you wanted to repeat. It was a misreading. It was a misappropriation of the text of the Declaration of Independence, that we are endowed from our Creator. You didn't say that. We are with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Tell you, a selective rendering of American history is a great falsehood, and it is disrespectful to Americans who have grown up believing in the Declaration of Independence's statements and declarations. So I'm just going to close there. Shame on you, Kamala Harris, for neglecting to read the full text at least of those two sentences. We are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. With that, I'll let you go, and I will see you next time.